But that's also the fun part of it, you know, like
Yeah.
it's like that's the party. It's just always being relevant and being in the scene. It's hard. It's a lot of work, but it's also a lot of fun. And it's rewarding in the end if you do it for a long period of time.
What's life like traveling in a touring band?
The best way I can describe it is when I'm on the road, the three things that I look forward to is a hot shower, a hot meal, and a warm bed. Like that's it. Like that's literally it. Other than that, you just make it to the show.
How do you all sleep in a hotel room? Or how does that work?
You're just so exhausted by the time you get there that you just pass out. So like when I was with a band called Crooks, we were traveling every weekend and sometimes every week, and we would leave with enough time to make it to the sound check. You get to sound check, which is usually at 6, anywhere between 3 and 7, honestly, for depending on what venue it is. It's typically in those times because the venue wants to sound check you before anyone's there. And then you gotta if you're the headlining band, you sound check first, and you'll get all your stuff done. And then if you're not the headlining band, you have to wait for the other band, and then do your stuff.
Like on the fly?
It's not on the fly. I mean, if you go to a good venue, where people treat you like a venue that's a music venue, and not just like a restaurant where you're playing in the background, the band they'll allot time for that. So and then after sound check, you go eat. And if soundcheck runs late, or if you have to play a show right after that, you eat as fast as you can, change into some clothes that look somewhat presentable, go play the show sometime between 9 to 11.
So how long have you been on a trip away from home, just for touring?
The longest amount of time have I been? 3.5 weeks, probably. So, and that's nonstop.
Is that hard? How do you pack for...
It's mentally and physically hard. Packing for it is you just pack as little as possible. Like you pack the clothes you're gonna need for a show, clothes that you're gonna wear in the van to be comfortable, and then just wear a lot of clothes more than once. You know what I mean? Like,
and you were with 6 guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Did it get pretty messy?
It's messy and sweaty and gross and nasty, but it's fun.
Did anybody ever get sick on the road? What do you do when that happens?
One of our guys got food poisoning on the road, and it's awful, man. It's rough. I don't know how much time we have, but there's
we're rolling.
We're on the road one time, and our tour manager couldn't make it, so we brought a buddy's friend out, and we were in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. This is on one of those long runs, and we ate these buffalo burgers at the venue before we played our show. And he was fine, and I ate the same burger he did. We were fine, and he was selling merch, and the next day he wakes up and he's just hurling his guts out, man. But we had to get in the van and go because we have to make it to the next show. You know, like you have to go. Like that's the whole thing. You gotta get in the van. You gotta go. And he's in the van, sitting in the front seat, and we have like a 15 passenger van, so it's where the doors kind of open up like this. Mm-hmm. And he's like, guys, I'm gonna hurl. But we're traveling down a mountain and it's snowing. Like literally going down a mountain and it's snowing. And I'm sitting in the front seat, passenger seat, and the guy's driving, and he looks over his shoulder. He's like, man, we can't stop. Like, we can slow down, but we can't stop. There's people behind us and in front of us, and we're going down a mountain, and there's a trailer full of musical instruments behind us. And he goes, that's fine. You don't have to stop. Just slow down. And he opens the doors, and as we're driving like 20 miles an hour, just hurls out the window. Just hurls out the door.
Was it getting on the door and stuff?
No, it gets, like, because we were going slow enough, but it, like, all over the freaking snow, and, like, you could just see a trail of vomit going down the mountain.
Oh man, God, that's terrible.
It was rough, man. That guy, he felt so bad.
Man,
dude, that's life on the road, man. It's like
you have to be there on time.
Yeah.
Have you ever shown up late to a show? What would happen?
We've shown up late a couple times. They kind of give you shit about it, and you just try to like
Ignore it and slept
brush
really
them off
fast.
and ignore it and like, yeah, try not to make a big deal about it. But I mean, we were never late enough that it was a really big deal, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some places like if you're late, you won't play that night and you lose your money. You know what I mean? Because that's part of the contract. You got to show up and be there, and it's all about just getting there. You know what I mean? Like nothing else matters as long as you show up.
So what was